Opening day photos of Something About Her. Inside the launch of Sandwich Unique Restaurant by Ariana Madix and Katie Maloney. Today, Maloney unveiled the much-anticipated Something About Her sandwich shop at 649 North Robertson Boulevard in West Hollywood. Despite facing delays, including a chef change and permitting challenges, since its announcement in 2022, the doors finally swung open to eager customers. Around 125 people lined up outside, patiently awaiting a chance to catch a glimpse of the duo and savor their eagerly awaited sandwiches. Once the doors parted, excited fans flooded into the cozy space, reminiscent of a waiting area for a cave-themed Disneyland attraction. Interestingly, the shop's opening coincided with the airing of Reunion Part 2, where Lala made her memorable one-liner debut. Something about her is nothing about her. Quite the timing, wouldn't you say? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Spill Chronicles. It's me, Ramona here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. However, snap, and that's how you clear Abba, exclaimed someone. Lala seems to weaponize motherhood, which really bothers me. She needs to stop talking over others and interrupting. This behavior persisted throughout the reunion. It's important to let others speak and have their moment. Sheena was guilty of talking too much as well. They're not Andy Cohen's co-hosts. Furthermore, Katie's attempts to have children were hindered by Tom's sperm issues, which makes their exploitation of motherhood even more distasteful. Bringing up motherhood to someone who has struggled with infertility is incredibly insensitive. I've noticed their tactic of steering the conversation back to their kids whenever they become emotional. While discussing my own children can evoke passion and emotion, it's inappropriate to do so when it's unrelated to the conversation, especially if it only serves to escalate emotions further. When someone makes a valid point, instead of responding thoughtfully, Lala and Sheena tend to have emotional outbursts and redirect the conversation to their children, ensuring an emotional reaction and sympathy from others. Additionally, favorite Katie moment from Part 2 of the reunion. One standout moment for me was when Schwartz tried to joke, saying, "We're the same, you and me," and Katie just laughed it off, refusing to entertain the notion. I was surprised to learn that Lala has a child. Another moment I appreciated was when Katie was trying to craft a diplomatic response to a question about Joe. Then Joe interrupted, and you could see Katie's frustration as she abandoned diplomacy. Recently, I've been catching up on Summer House, and it's clear that Schwartz has had a draining effect on Katie. However, it's inspiring to see her transformation and how she has truly come into her own. It's been rewarding to witness her growth and development into the person she was meant to be. And can we talk about her stunning look in that dress? While others may have their assets on display constantly, Katie's just seem to have a magical quality about them that's impossible to ignore. Moreover, girl power collaborations we missed out on. I can't help but imagine how adorable it would have been to see a cocktail book collaboration between Lala and Ariana. I know so many friends who are into mocktails, and they would have been ecstatic about this project. It's disappointing to think that it might never happen. If only more people recognize that there are multiple paths to providing for your family, and maybe even landing on the New York Times bestseller list. This idea was truly brilliant and would have been much more enjoyable to witness than a water party or sperm donor party. As someone who is sober, I initially found the idea of a water party intriguing. I imagined various flavored mineral waters paired with fresh fruits or herbs, creating unique combinations. It had the potential to be subtly fascinating. However, it turned out they were just drinking expensive water for show, which seemed fitting for Lala's character. While it's clear not all the women were as close as they appeared, it would have been wonderful to use such a significant change in dynamics as an opportunity to strengthen their bonds as women rather than just coworkers. I believe they could have elevated their relationships with Ariana's involvement, rather than resenting their inability to do it alone. I heard Ariana might be considering doing a similar project on her own. I truly hope she does. Even if she had collaborated with Lala, despite any issues this season, I wouldn't have been inclined to support it. I've never been a fan of Lala. She's been disappointing. On the other hand, Sheena, a troubling friend. It's baffling to witness Sheena's insistence that Ariana break her no-contact stance and speak to Sandoval. She's essentially asking Ariana to put aside her own pain to tend to Sheena's grief, as if it's a minor inconvenience. It's akin to asking Ariana to invite Freddy Krueger back into her nightmares. Sheena's expectation for Ariana to take care of her emotional turmoil, when Ariana can clearly see through Sandoval's facade, is utterly selfish. The situation escalated during the unseen footage, and Sheena should have respected Ariana's firm refusal instead of persisting. Sheena's continued advocacy for Sandoval only serves her own interests, not Ariana's well-being. Her desire for Ariana to interact with Sandoval on the show, rather than for genuine reasons, speaks volumes about her priorities. It's transparent that Sheena's motivation to repair her friendship with Sandoval stems more from her desire for personal comfort than any genuine concern for her family or mental health. Her repeated use of her daughter for sympathy only adds to the unsettling nature of her behavior. Sheena's desperate pursuit of Sandoval's friendship seems to baffle even Tom himself, as evident from his bewildered facial expressions. Unlike Sheena, Tom has never groveled for her forgiveness or friendship, leaving the guys, except perhaps Brock, perplexed by Sheena's actions, which seem driven more by the need for a storyline than genuine friendship. However, Lala allegedly collaborated with producers to expose Jax's cheating in Season 6. Why is anyone surprised by this revelation? Faith mentioned that back in Season 4, producers Ken and Lisa asked her and Lala to interrupt Kristen and Stassi during their speech. Faith refused, finding it disrespectful to Katie, but Lala agreed and went through with it. This entire scenario seems orchestrated from the start, with all the key players involved except maybe Jax and Brittany. Faith admitted to the cheating before filming for Season 6 even began. Producers persuaded her to attend Sheena's birthday party in Episode 1 of Season 6 to reveal the secret. Lala and James likely saw this as an opportunity for more screen time and did whatever they could to insert themselves into the situation. If Lala aspires to be a producer, she shouldn't be part of the cast. It's hypocritical for her to criticize others for being inauthentic when she's acting as an on-camera producer. Additionally, Ali's subtle shade was truly remarkable. When Andy inquired about her feelings on marriage, her response about not feeling much confidence or hope from the group was quietly brilliant and undeniably accurate. And she wasn't off the mark. She only seemed to backtrack once she noticed Sheena's reaction, which is somewhat amusing. I genuinely wish she had stuck to her initial statement. Let's face it, Sheena, this isn't your first rodeo, and your track record isn't exactly spotless. Schwartz had his issues with his previous wife. Ariana endured a decade with a less-than-ideal partner. Sandoval's history speaks for itself. James has already had an engagement, and Katie's marriage has been tumultuous. Lauren's past isn't squeaky clean either. Ali was spot on, and she should have stood by her statement despite the backlash. Moreover, Ali's brilliance shines through. She entered the show with a career that's a demographic goldmine to promote. She's navigating the topic of marriage with grace, choosing to focus on her career instead of letting the show dictate her personal life. Her wit and intelligence are evident, and she's clearly calculated in her approach. I'm genuinely happy for her success, and I can't help but wonder how long she'll be willing to tolerate the antics of these dramatic individuals. However, here are some questions that Andy should have asked at the reunion. Lisa, if Ken were to cheat on you, would you consider moving out of Villa Rosa immediately? Joe, who do you feel more upset with, Katie or Schwartz? Brock, were you bothered by Sandoval screaming at your wife and calling her a mistress? Lala, considering your concerns about providing for your child, do you believe that being a reality TV star is the best way to secure financial stability for your family? Sandoval and Sheena, can you shed some light on how much money your band makes per show after covering all expenses? Katie, how do you manage to maintain your composure after being portrayed negatively for 11 years simply for being yourself? Ariana, how are you feeling? Sandoval, can you address the lies you told at last year's reunion, particularly regarding your relationship with Rachel? Rest of the cast, when did you become aware of these lies? How did you react? And what lessons did you learn from the experience? Schwartz, do you still believe you were a good husband to Katie? Have you acknowledged the pain you caused her? And why do you allow Sandoval to speak negatively about her? Sheena, can you address the comment about Ariana being your backup dancer? I wanted to delve into what Joe knew about the affair and their involvement in double dating with Rachel and Sandoval, including the Big Bear trip. Why did this topic seem to be brushed aside? Sandoval, why did you choose not to move out of the house? Lala, Sheena, Brock, Lisa, why did none of you question Sandoval staying in the house while being quick to criticize Ariana throughout the season? Following Ariana's move and the opening of Face-Off+, what criticisms or issues do you anticipate raising about her now? Katie, what are your thoughts on Schwartz getting tattoos of your dogs on his shoulder? Lisa, would you like to share your perspective on Joe's situation with her dog? On the other hand, just a friendly reminder of who truly stands out as the #1 guy in the group and serves as a perfect example of how men should conduct themselves. He's been there to intervene and reason with both Toms when needed. I've always admired Beau, and when he met Stassi, I felt a sense of relief knowing she found someone like him amidst the chaos of this friend group. I've come across some negative comments about Beau in the past, but I genuinely can't understand why. While there have been rumors about Beau's past, including possible name changes and financial issues, he still comes across as one of the nicest guys on the show, which speaks volumes. In contrast, Sandoval's behavior can be alarmingly erratic. His tendency to explode in anger at anyone who disagrees with him is concerning. Kudos to Beau for approaching him with calmness, rationality, and directness. Indeed, witnessing an actual reasonable human reaction highlights the stark contrast with the cartoonish behavior of some individuals in the group. And as usual, Sandoval's refusal to apologize and his insistence that others should apologize to him only reinforce his predictable behavior. It's clear who the real one-trick pony is. Moreover, all Sheena and Lauren needed to acknowledge was their fear for their jobs and their mishandling of the situation. Simply stating, "We were scared for our jobs, and we mishandled things," would have sufficed. Similarly, Lala and Sheena could have admitted, "Production threatened our livelihoods, and we panicked. We prioritized our jobs over our friendship with Ariana, and that was wrong. We acted out of fear and jealousy, pushing Ariana into uncomfortable situations against her wishes. We acknowledge our mistake and apologize." Instead of owning up to their actions, they chose to double down, ultimately making themselves look foolish and jeopardizing the future of the show. This request for self-reflection may seem like a tall order for individuals who struggle with it, but it's the mature and responsible approach. Unfortunately, it also highlights that Sheena and Lala are failing to contribute anything meaningful to the show. Summer House demonstrates that audiences prefer to see cast members support each other rather than alienate one another. Being on reality TV, especially on Bravo, necessitates having a backup plan for when fame fades. It's a matter of common sense, yet many fail to prepare for this inevitability. On the other hand, it's baffling to see people defending Joe in this situation. Imagine how you'd feel if someone moved in with your ex-husband right after your divorce, especially after reaching out to you pretending to have your back. It's understandable to feel betrayed and hurt by such actions. That person wouldn't be deserving of your friendship or kindness. Jo's tears at the reunion seemed insincere to many, as she was the one who caused Katie pain. Laughing at her tears may seem harsh, but it's hard to sympathize with someone who hurt a friend. Furthermore, Jo's comment about having a great time with everyone except Katie was unnecessary and only fueled the animosity. It's evident that some individuals are determined to vilify Katie regardless of the circumstances. When a relationship ends, it's essential to let go and allow both parties to move on freely. Tom is not Katie's property, and she shouldn't be expected to control his actions post-breakup. It's unreasonable to label Katie as controlling for expressing her feelings about Jo moving in with Tom so soon after their divorce. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.